So the Michael Jordan of boxing, Floyd Money Mayweather, he gave his reaction to Crawford dominating Canelo Alvarez by posting that he bet $50,000 Bud was going to beat Canelo. And since Crawford was the underdog, Floyd Mayweather flipped his money where he won $74,000 and collected $124,000 for the win. What I tell you, Canelo fans, don't lose y'all money betting on Canelo. Especially lose y'all money to a billionaire like Floyd. A man that already has it. Keep y'all money. That's why I gave you guys a warning on my prediction. Clearly Floyd had the same prediction I did since he put money on it. Well, that's a GOAT reacting to another GOAT. We all know that the biggest fight since Floyd versus Pacquiao is Canelo versus Crawford for a reason. Before, originally, it was Crawford versus Errol Spence, and we saw how that went. The fight that was supposed to be the fight of the decade. And now the fight that was supposed to be the fight of the era, Crawford went Super Saiyan again. You know you special when you are whooping ass and smiling the whole time. When I saw Crawford smile at Canelo, he was laughing while whooping his ass. How disrespectful. That's when I knew Canelo was in trouble. The reason why Bud was laughing is because he already had Canelo figured out. And the scary part is the fact that Crawford was smiling early, before he even went Super Saiyan, while he was on his base form. Do you guys know how impressive that is? I told you guys on my prediction video that Crawford is not going to be running around in this fight. I told you guys Crawford, just like Floyd, is going to be standing right in front of Canelo Alvarez, and Canelo is going to respect his power, which is exactly what ended up coming to fruition. It was Canelo that respected Crawford power, not the other way around. It was Crawford who hurt Canelo Alvarez many times during the fight, and the commentators didn't call it out. It was only one man getting hurt in that ring, and it was the bigger man, Canelo Alvarez. It wasn't the other way around, which is highly impressive for Crawford to move up pretty much 3 weight classes one time, since he had only one fight at 154, and do this. This is the stuff of legend. I'm telling you, Crawford threw a Kamehameha left hand on Canelo. He hit him so hard one time that Canelo had to look at him like, whoa, what did I just get hit with? You just got hit by a Super Saiyan. Here is the worst part. Crawford was smiling the whole time he was whooping Canelo. This is why this is by far Canelo Alvarez's most embarrassing loss. And I gotta give Canelo credit. At least he took his loss like a man. After the fight, he went as far as saying that he believes Crawford is better than Floyd. I mean, anytime you have a man whooping you like that while smiling, you're gonna feel that way. You're gonna feel like Bud is the GOAT, which he is. Bud is the GOAT of his era, like Floyd was the GOAT of his era. It was Crawford who picked up the torch from Floyd. I told you guys this. Floyd told you guys this. But old media and the fans didn't listen. They tried to bury Crawford's shine until he had to bury one of them. Until Bud Crawford ended up burying Canelo Alvarez, their beloved fighter, who they crowned as the greatest Mexican fighter of all time. That's who Bud put belt to ass under all the obstacles that he had in front of him. Again, Floyd himself, when he fought Canelo, he moved up 1 weight division to his 5th weight class. Bud had to move up multiple one time to his 6th weight class to fight Canelo. Some old school shit. Remember when they said back in the day there was no division in between? And when fighters jumped weight classes, they had to jump from 135, win a title there, to 147, all the way to 160. Well, Bud went from 135 to 147, not just to 160, to 168. No one in history did it. Not Sugar Ray Robinson, not anybody. In fact, Sugar Ray Robinson actually attempted to win the light heavyweight. However, he ended up with a draw. Therefore, the $1 million question is, who would have had won a fight between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Bud Crawford? Well, I'll tell you this. If anyone could have had beaten Floyd, the one who had the best chance to do it is, I believe, Terence Bud Crawford, because he had Floyd Mayweather attributes, the ability to adjust, the IQ, and he has speed and power, footwork just like Floyd. He's a Saiyan just like Floyd. Bud is also a GOAT just like Floyd, top 5 of all time. My list and everyone's list goes as follow if you are realistic, if you are fair. Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard, Terence Bud Crawford, and Sugar Ray Robinson. That's the top 5. Honorable mentions is Roy Jones and Sweet Pea Whitaker. That's number 6 and 7. These are the top greatest fighters of all time. And one thing Bud have in common with Roy is that Bud made them look like a nobody. From Errol Spence to Sean Porter to Benavidez to Amir Khan to Gamboa to Postal to whoever they accused Bud of ducking to Canelo himself. Bud made all of them and nobody. I told you guys the common denominator is Bud. It ain't that he fought a nobody. It's the fact that he's so great. He makes everyone look like a nobody, and he just made Canelo look like a nobody, like Floyd Mayweather made them look. Floyd dominated them. Crawford knocked them out for the most part. Last but not least, at least when Floyd fought Canelo in the last round, Floyd took that round off because he had already won every freaking second, right? Well, Floyd wasn't about to gamble in the 12th round. But Bud, man, he almost took Canelo out in that last round. Canelo was hurt. Canelo was ready to get out of there. He was glad to hear the final bell. Canelo was so frustrated and hurt. He was glad to hear the final bell because it saved him from being knocked out. Crawford trainers was holding him back, telling him, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep boxing. Don't get too hungry. I don't know, man. I think if they let Crawford go, he would have most likely stopped Canelo Alvarez. They lucky Bud had a couple question marks about the weight. They lucky. I mean, if Bud did this, moving up all these weight classes, imagine if he only moved up one weight division or if they were in the same weight division. Man, he would have killed Canelo and took him out within 6. That's for sure. At least Canelo was able to fool Crawford to act like he was still in there when he was a walking punching bag. He was a walking ghost by the 12th round. He was ready to go. I'm telling you, I've seen Canelo frustrated before, but I never seen Canelo frustrated and had that look every time Crawford hit him. Like, damn, that's what it feels to get punched by a Super Saiyan? This is Canelo reaction every single time. In disbelief with what Crawford was hitting him with. But it gets worse. It gets more painful for the Canelo fans because every time Canelo looked at Crawford, he's smiling. What kind of shit is that? I'm telling you, man, it's different when someone is whooping you and smiling at the same time. Too disrespectful. That's how early Bud figured out Canelo. He had his number. Therefore, congratulations to the pound-for-pound king, the undisputed pound-for-pound king. 3 times undisputed. First time in history in the 3 to 4 belts era in 3 different divisions. Only Sugar Ray Robinson and few fighters like that accomplished something as great as this. But even they never beat a Canelo Alvarez, the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, for undisputed, to do it. A reigning champion, a 2-time undisputed reigning champion in Canelo Alvarez. You see, usually whenever we see talent and fighters that have the potential to be a GOAT, we say, that's the next Floyd. AKA, what that means, that's the next all-time great, possibly. Now we're going to be saying, that's the next Crawford. Just like we were saying, that's the next Floyd. Just like they were saying before that, that's the next Sugar Ray. Just like they were saying before that, that's the next Muhammad Ali. Just like they were saying before that, that's the next Sugar Ray Robinson. That's the next Roy. That's the next Sweet Pea. What I'm saying is, I just gave you guys the chain of the passing of the torch of the all-time greats, pound-for-pound fighters in the sport of boxing that we've seen in the past century and more. Bud is one of them. Bud is top 5 of all time. Subscribe below and to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.